Afia Schwarzenegger. Hey! Guys, on mine, no, you know, just when you think like things cannot get any better, and then like something comes up. We thought maybe that 8 cities, you know, for a liter of fuel was gonna stay there for at least a month, and the week didn't even end. And now fuel prices, as you know, fuel is selling at 10 cedis per liter now. Everybody's crying. We all know that we, the Trustee Association, we know that by next week, fares are going to be increased again. Again, guys. When you go to town, people are complaining of how much, you know, like things have escalated, the prices of goods and services. You go to town, something that was 1 cedi, you go and it's like at 10 cedis. They've broke the 8. $1 is selling. $1 is now selling at 8 cedis, guys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1900. I'm stressed.
When the news of the fuel hike, you know, hike in prices came, social media was reacting, and Asakaa came to say that yes, now that it has gotten to this level, he's currently in Dubai. When I come back to Ghana, I'm not stepping out. I'm just going to be home. If you want to meet me, any meetings that I have to do, I'll be doing it via Zoom. I'm not stepping out. I'm not driving anywhere.
Oh, no more than that was so.
Then social media said, okay, let us remind you. It's the way they're always quick to find those old tweets for me. They quickly found it when fuel prices were, you know, over the top in 2013. Asakaa tweeted that fuel prices are increasing. Mahama, I will visit you tonight. But it's Akufo-Addo, you are saying, no, I'm just going to sit back and do my meetings on Zoom. Everyone was like, yeah, you're hypocritical. Every day you want to tell us that you are, you know, not political, you don't belong to any, you're neutral and all that. But we know whose side you're on.
But at this point, unless God comes. Anyways, guys, we're moving on to our 4th pick for this week. And for, do I call them newcomers? For newcomers to some, especially when it comes to the wider Ghanaian music audience, these guys are still finding their feet. So this was not the sort of controversy people expected them to be embroiled in. Guys, I'm talking about the Asakaa boys, the American drill gangsters. Yeah, baku, yeah, dum, gang, for no. They said, hey, Ghana entertainment industry people, you are all fanfulous. You are fake lovers, fake show of support. When it comes to the dito works, you are always missing in action. So according to the Asakaa boys, they've been doing their craft and they feel they've been marginalized in a way. The sort of support they were hoping to receive, they didn't receive it. So much so that even in 2020, when the COVID pandemic hit and the organizers of Afrochella were organizing the virtual block party, not the actual concerts because of the COVID restrictions, they willingly said, if we work for free, you will put us on next year when the big people come, when the big boys come. So they traveled all the way from Kumasi to Accra. I remember their performances. Their videos went viral. They were that was actually the link between what's the name of that call? Yao Tog and Stormzy was during those parties where he got to link up with them. So they performed at the block parties. They were all over with their hits. Everybody was all about that Asakaa vibes. And then according to them, when 2021. 2022 edition happened when they bought the Wizkids and the big boys. No support. Oh, everything disappeared. But they've kept it in their hearts. So recently, a spaces was held on Twitter, and then they decided to vent and say that, you know what, the organizers of Afrochella, this is what they did. There are other entertainers who always, you know, come at them. They use them for free, and then they don't give them money and what have you. So it sparked the whole controversy of, oh, wow, Afrochella, you guys had Twitter, YouTube, you had all the money, you were able to pay Wizkid. How come local artists that are coming up, you couldn't pay to put them on? And then the Afrochella people said, hold up, wait a minute, let me get my receipts ready. It came with the facts.
With receipts.
Receipts, when you receipt one, receipts on period. So they said we will not do spaces, we will not go on social media to banter you. We are going on live TV with our evidence. So is a Kennedy Japan Jr. and then Edward, who is known on Twitter at DZ Do It, went on Joy Prime, had a conversation with Jay Foley, showed evidence of paying 800 cedis and then the 5,000 cedis, making the 5,800 to the alleged manager of the Asakaa boys, just so they'll come to Accra and perform and you know what have you. So now the issue is, did the manager not tell them about the money? Did the manager not inform them or give them a share of the money? Or they were given but they felt the money was not enough, and what would have been a better option of payment was getting them on the grand stage for last year's event.
You don't know why it's going on. Nobody is not there again. Eventually.
To our third pick this week, Shatta Wale is always in our news for some reason. Shatta Wale, there's no week that will come and Shatta Wale is not in the news. Last week, we reported that Shatta Wale's mom was going around radio station, everybody who could lend her a listening ear. She's coming out saying that Shatta Wale has abandoned me. The house he rented for me at East Legon, I've been kicked out. I have nowhere to sleep and he's abandoned me. He's not picking my calls. I can't get, reach him for him to come and settle the bills so that, at least I can continue living in that space. Shatta Wale was quiet all this while, saying, I'm not going to respond to this woman. He was on tour in the US, trying to stay positive and not, react negatively, as he almost always does to this news. But then all of a sudden, Shatta said, no, I'm not going to sit down and watch this woman tarnish my image. So he came out and said, you know what? There's been so much trauma that I've been holding on inside me from what you did to me in the past, from when I was a kid.
Then people go sit down, then you interview my mother, you talk to my mother, so nobody sit down and think, say, 40 days someplace. Because everybody is saying like, oh, we shut out, you ever go and you must see, you ever channel, I'm a crowd that one thing, if you show you this year, God will burn your family.
But yes, Shatta Wale is still harboring that pain. And even though there has been some reconciliation whatsoever, he's not really telling us why he has decided that he's not going to pay his mom's rent anymore. He just says, some people are being ungrateful. That's what he says. He says his mom is being ungrateful. And he was rather shedding more light on his stepmother, who has, been in his life for a while now. So Shatta Wale's mom, please, whatever it is, look for either through his father or any other people, you think Shatta Wale listens to, apologize to him.
Okay, and we are moving on to another very troublesome human being in the Ghanaian entertainment. She's literally the female version of Shatta Wale.
Yes, I agree.
Every day there has to be something about Abena Korkor in this Ghana. And at this point, me now, they Johnson Etom. I'm really tired. Left to me alone, nobody will even see a single article of her or a name of her in any space or any digital space in Ghana. But yeah, it's Ghana. We like these things. So let me tell you what is happening if you have missed the news. Abena Korkor is back with an updated version of her F list. The list of people that have entered her Akosi Akuma and have experienced the joys of being between the ties of the Abena Korkor. So this updated list includes, according to name, Stephen Appiah, Asamoah Gyan, and the very unexpected Stone Boy. This list update, there was a very beam update. Everybody's like, "Aye!" Every time when you say it with support, but they said low, they will say, "Oh, Auntie ABKK, Abena Korkor. Stop it." Jai, now you know too much. Anyways, when Ghanaians didn't give her the support she was hoping for, usually we would go on a rampage and attack the men she mentioned. But this time, Ghanaians said no. So she got shy, her eyes died, and then she shamelessly took to Instagram and said she cannot access her Twitter, so she's using this platform to apologize to Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy do apologize here, but Stephen Appiah don't want to apologize. Or Stephen Appiah should stop the shamelessness and come and say the truth. And Stephen Appiah said, me, I even do social media press release, bam. I have never had a double relationship. The only relationship is when I meet this person at events and then she takes pictures with me. The person is tarnishing my image. We don't know if he's going to sue or not. He didn't add that in the press release, but basically he says he does not know the existence of Abena Korkor except when he sees her at functions. Asakaa is yet to respond. Stonebwoy is yet to mind her, even though she has apologized. But at this point, Ghanaians are asking, and I'm part of the leadership of the concerned Ghanaians about Abena Korkor's mental health issues. Say,
this is not about mental health anymore.
Is she using the bipolar as a cover-up, or is she really suffering from bipolar?
She's just fooling.
At this point, is it bipolar or by Jimmy?
It's by Jimmy.
By Jimmy, it is there. Thank you.
And to the ultimate pick of the week. The ultimate. Afia Schwarzenegger. Hey! Atrame. It has overed me. One funeral. The funeral ended. It was held last weekend. This week has ended and we are still in the funeral. We are still talking about the funeral. It will never end. I think the whole of March is going to be used to talk about this particular funeral. So on Saturday, the funeral, that was when Afia held the funeral. And even though Afia's dad is from Fomina, she said, no, my dad's funeral will not be held in a village. I am too posh for that. I am going to hold the funeral at KNUST poolside. And so she did. Beautiful decor. A coffin that was flown in from abroad, paid by Chief of Staff. Was it Chief of Staff Chief Staffer? Yeah. Yes. Father Dixon gave her 2 billion to do the funeral. During the funeral, we saw photos of her crying, but then later you see her on TikTok fooling. So we didn't understand what was going on. All the celebrities were, I mean, not all, her paddies were there. KKD was there, her best friends, Tracy Boache, Diamond Appiah. You know, the people that go in line with her, they were all there, present, live and present. During the funeral, Afia is singing and dancing to the glory of God. They are throwing money at her. A gentleman walks in. We don't know what was happening, whether he was trying to pick the money. Gentleman receives a big slap from Afia Schwarzenegger. Everybody was like, oh, how can you be mourning and have the energy to slap at the same time? Anyways, funeral is over. The next day, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is over. Afia comes back to her house, and that is when it all unravels.
My mommy frame up, me call ye, me call bonsa, me call chiano, me mask. I'm a name say fear na eden, abbey. Tiasem yo. Mammy no mama ye message crime is sending in any year. Mammy no sending the message in Pono. One responding any year. Now what you da or someone I ever I may you wama. Message I'm sending my frame up response crime. Yeah, you know. But did that one once you won't buy as you know. Near any patent near to them. Now so more mamma and smell on my face. Now one day near that was a sober born son, I would any pan I would drink one say yeah. One casata say an annuity.
It it's all a back and forth. We are hoping that by the end of this week, Afia Schwarzenegger would have done her thank you. She says all the money she received, you guys were saying she was going to use it to buy a Range Rover. That is not the case. She's going to use it to start a real estate business. So if you see Afia Schwarzenegger putting up any buildings and putting them on sale, it's the money she got as presents for her father's funeral. So keep that in mind. And now for every video that you see on Afia Schwarzenegger's Instagram or social media pages, is going to be showing some of the monies that she receives. Even when she's eating fufu, she puts a bundle there for you to see and all that. And all we want to say on behalf of Afia Schwarzenegger and her father is that Dada Damwasi. Dada Damwasi.
And guys, it is time for my favorite part of the show, which is our interesting segments right here on Top Picks. And this week we have assembled some really interesting stuff. We're going to start off on a very saucy, hot, sexy note, and it is Hot Picks. And today we are featuring none other than the beautiful, voluptuous, but delicious Jocelyn Duma in this beautiful red dress, looking all nice and pretty. And that is our hot picks of the week. And lastly, it is throwback of the week. And this time, even though they were on the moon, they seemed to be balling hard on the moon before they became stars. And it's none other than Caroline Simpson and Abena Korkor from their time when they were in Fancy Man. And they were performing on a Saturday entertainment night show, and you can see they were all up. Abena Korkor's bent down. She's never really known how to dance, even when she was little. Caroline seems to be swagged out, and that is all we have for you this week on our segment. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We'll see you same time next week.